welcome to Teensy Vintage. This is Teresa. Thank you for being here today. Hi to all my subscribers, and hello to any new viewers we might have. Today we're doing something short and sweet. In fact, part of my video got cut off, so it's even shorter than I anticipated. Ha ha! Well, I'm starting out with a few blank-ish journaling cards, and these I got from a kit, and I believe, oh gosh, I don't remember, but I will put them in the description where I got this kit from. But these are just nice, aged-looking digital printables, and I printed them out on some cardstock, and now I'm going to add some decoration to them. These are pre-made clusters from another kit. I'm a little addicted to digital junk journaling kits, y'all, just FYI. So I've picked out one here that I really like, and I'm going to turn it into a little tuck spot. And the same with this next one. I even found an envelope. I apparently had decorated some envelopes. So yeah, these two look great, and I'm gonna move forward here. I've got some stamps. These are from, oh my goodness. Who are these from? These are from Spellbinders, and they are a really cool set of old numbers and signatures. Um, I really like how these look. They match with the vintage look of what I'm doing. So I'm using some Distress Oxide ink in Vintage Photo, which is probably the ink I use the most when it comes to junk journaling or anything having to do with paper goodies because it's just a lovely brown color. Um, it looks like vintage photo. So I'm going to go around all the edges of these papers with the ink to grunge them up a little bit. And I'm going to use some art glitter glue here to adhere the cluster to the journal card. And they're called journal cards because they go inside of bigger journals and people can write on them. They're just a little space to jot down some notes, whatever you want to do with them, honestly. Or put some more ephemera in there. You know, if you have tickets or photographs or anything you want to stick in there, you could do that. Since I had printed these journal cards on one side only, I'm going to glue some scrapbook paper to the other side. And the nice thing about this is that it quickly adds a nice colorful back to the card. And since this is paper and not cardstock, it doesn't make it too bulky. In fact, it kind of reinforces the cardstock because it's a lighter cardstock. And I use lighter cardstock so it will go through my printer and not get stuck. But yeah, I found this scrapbook paper at our local creative reuse store, which, if you have one in your community, it is a gold mine for craft materials of all kinds. And you can go in there and get scrapbook paper for like, I don't know, it's like 10 cents a page or something really cheap. Um, and dangerously enough, it is in the neighborhood right next to mine, which is just very close and very dangerous. So here I am. I've got a smaller journaling card that I'm adding some a signature to just to give it that cool old-timey look. So I've added some numbers. I'm zhuzhing up the edges here, and now this looks deliciously aged. And in fact, it's brand new. All right, so card number 2 here. I've got another cluster that I'm going to glue onto the front that will become a tuck spot. And for this one, I'm using a stamp set from Creative Expressions by Poole. I love Poole's stuff. She has made very cool vintage stamps. I have 3 sets of her stamps, I think, or maybe 4. But they've got all those yummy vintage fonts, numbers, signatures, labels, that kind of stuff. Just really good stuff. And here I'm just adding a very small grid to part of the card. and I'm going to leave the grid blank, but it shouldn't interfere with any journaling for this card. The nice thing about making these journaling cards is that later, when I'm working on a handmade journal or a junk journal, they're ready to go. I can, stick them inside of a pocket, or I can use washi tape and make them a flip out, or make them into a bookmark or whatever. This one's also got a plain back, so I've got another piece of interesting paper. Um, those are all digital papers that I got from an artist on Etsy. And I'll put her name in the description as well. So you can go support these wonderful artists who make these beautiful digital files. Um, if you're like me, you will want to buy them all. Uh, so we're going to adhere the very cool looking mixed media paper to the back of this card and save those scraps because they can be nice on something else. But yeah, now there's a really interesting paper on the back of it. And I'm going to audition a few pieces here. In fact, that little card with the lines really wasn't doing it for me, so I found this little floral card instead, that does have a blank back, so you could write on that as well. Or just keep it in there as a pretty piece of ephemera. Yeah. So now we're going to work on card 3, but here's the thing. I am going to audition so many little pieces and bits and bobs. Um, I just was running out of steam at this point. I have not been in the studio for a while. Thanksgiving kind of threw me out of my crafty orbit, so to speak, and things got real busy. So, yeah, it took me a minute to get back into the studio, and then it took another minute for my phone and the cloud to speak to each other. So, there were some issues with files, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, here I'm just auditioning different pieces, things that could go on this card, and just trying to see what would work. Those angel statue faces are from another kit, um, and I've also got this little owl. I love that owl so much. That horned owl is beautiful. I don't think I've actually used that owl in anything because I just like it so much. I can't use it. Isn't that ridiculous? Oh man. So anyway, here I've got a bunch of little vintage tickets. Thinking some of those might work. And just maybe kind of sort of making a new little cluster to go on this card. Um, but yeah. Yeah, just seeing what would work. Oddly, this is where my phone stopped recording, and I don't have the third card. So sorry about that, y'all. It's just two cards today. But they both went into my latest junk journal. And here you can see the finished product for the two that I did complete. Um, Lots of grungy goodness, some stamping, rough edges, some spots, some fake signatures, just good stuff. If you like old paper and ephemera, this is amazing. Um, so yeah, thanks for watching. I really appreciate you, and I will see you next time.